All right. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone to Are You Ready for an Adventure? This is a first time presentation for us. So we're very excited to be bringing you this new topic. And we have Rob Stutzman, who's a subject matter expert for SCORE Boston. He's done several new topics for us in the recent months. And we're very happy that he was able to give us another one. So I'm going to just go ahead and talk to you quickly about SCORE. SCORE offers training in the form of webinars, and we do have some in-person workshops. If that's something that interests you, please check out our website or watch for the newsletter. We also have great information on our websites. So I do encourage you to check that out. Lots of blogs and recorded webinars and templates you can download, all kinds of tidbits. So definitely take a look at that. The most important thing that SCORE does, however, is the mentoring. Our mentors are volunteers. So our mentoring is always free and it is confidential. We have mentors with a wide variety of experience and knowledge that they want to share with you. Who do we work with? We work with folks that are in the process of trying to decide if small business ownership is right for them. We are working with folks that are working on that business plan and getting things organized, ready to start. And we are working with those that already have a business. They come to us with questions about different topics. They come to us about planning for growth, all different topics. We're there to help you. The first session is usually around 30-45 minutes, and it's a get to know you session. They want to learn about your goals and help you plan to make sure you can keep moving forward. You can keep working with that mentor as long as you like, and we can bring in other experts as needed as your needs change. You might be wondering how you might get a mentor. You can go to score.org and there's a big old box that you can put your zip code in and it'll connect you to your chapter. Or you can go to our specific chapter websites listed here. I will put those in the chat, or you can just put a note in chat and say, hey, Teresa, I want a mentor, and I'll make sure someone reaches out to you from the correct chapter. Okay. We do prefer to use Q&A for questions. It allows us to keep track of those questions and not lose track, because sometimes that chat gets rolling and things can get lost. So if you could use questions that you want asked to the presenter in Q&A, that would be very helpful to us. We are recording, and that recording will be posted probably on Monday, and I will let you know where you can find that information in the chat here shortly. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rob. It's all yours.
All right. Thank you very much, Teresa. Let me bring up my slides here. Hopefully everybody is seeing that. We call this, are you ready for an adventure? And if you have stepped into the foray of advertising over the internet, you know that it really is an adventure, and just an understanding the platforms, understanding how the cost structures are, understanding how to really use them effectively. So put on your seatbelts. We're going to step lively through the presentation today, and hopefully you'll come away with a little better understanding of what these platforms are and what they do, and how they can help assist you with moving your business forward. Okay, I like to get to know my audience a little bit. So Teresa is going to bring up a poll. It's got a couple of questions on it. The first question is, which online advertising platforms have you used? And the second one is, what do you currently sell? Do you sell hard goods? Do you sell soft goods, which would be like books or software? Do you sell services? Or are you perhaps a nonprofit? So go ahead and fill that out. And while you're filling that out, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I spent 30 years with Verizon in sales and marketing positions. And what I did most of all is I led global teams in marketing initiatives. As you know, Verizon is a global telecommunications provider. And so I worked in with our internal sales teams and talked with customers and just really tried to push the brand forward on a worldwide basis. When I retired, I left there. When I left there, I started a consulting business. It's just myself, and I'm the founder and principal of it. And the other thing I did is that I joined SCORE. For me, I can't remember when, but a very long time ago, I said, you know, when I retire, I really want to join SCORE because I thought they were really doing some very interesting things. And so as soon as I retired, I joined SCORE, and it's just been a wonderful experience for me to be able to help small businesses. If you'd like to contact me, there's my email address at SCORE, and you can also find me on LinkedIn. Okay. Are these the results of the poll now, Teresa?
Yes.
We've closed the poll down. Okay. So Facebook and Google in a dead heat. Look at that. Instagram closely behind. You know, Instagram and Facebook are really the same company under Meta. So we're going to let those two, we're going to add those two together so they get to be the winner. But YouTube and Google is owned by Google. So let's add those two together. And lo and behold, we are in a dead tie at 51, let's see, 51%. And then there are some of you out there that don't currently advertise. That's okay. That's good to know. We're going to hopefully give you some, you know, a little bit more comfort in terms of when you think about advertising over the internet. What do you currently sell? Most are selling services with a smattering of hard goods and soft goods. And we've got a nonprofit in the audience as well. That's wonderful. So it's good to see that services is leading the way, because that's where a majority of advertising is done, believe it or not. It's people selling services. It actually does lead over hard goods and soft goods. And it's not easy for services to be on marketplaces. So the way that they drive business and drive revenue is through advertising. Okay, back to the presentation. All right, so our agenda today, we're going to define online advertising. We're going to talk about the top major ad providers. Why should we use them? Are there any other use cases? What are the benefits and what are the costs? We're going to talk about choosing the right platform, and we're going to look ahead to the future of online advertising. Believe it or not, there is one. So what is online advertising? Online advertising refers to the practice of using digital channels to deliver promotional messages to targeted audiences. And that can include a variety of tactics. You can display an ad. You can put your ad in a social media platform. You could put your ad in a search engine. You can have ads on a variety of different venues, and they could be you know, a picture with text. They could be a video. There's a variety of different mediums you can use within your advertising. But at its core, online advertising is taking and putting a promotional message on a digital channel somewhere for people to see and act on. So online advertising, it includes email marketing. Email is still a very strong platform out there. A lot of people use email. You probably perhaps are attending this seminar, this webinar today because you received an email and you said, oh, that's a very interesting webinar. I think I'd like to attend that. So email is still very strong and a strong way to market your services and your goods. Search engine marketing, that, you know, when you go into Google now, if you put in a particular search term, you're looking for something, very often you'll see across the top advertising for people that along the lines of what it is you're searching for. That's search engine marketing. Social media marketing, this is where you're seeing advertising on Facebook. Instagram, and as well as other areas. And there's many types of display advertising. You know, when advertising first came out on the internet, it was shortly after people started developing websites for themselves. People said, you know, what if when they come to my website, there's like a banner across the top of the window. And if they click on the banner, then they leave that website and they come to me and I can sell them something. That's display advertising. You know, that's something that's you know, still used, but advertising has grown since then. And also, what is new within advertising is the advent of mobile advertising, getting advertising over your mobile devices. So why do businesses, small businesses, why do they use advertising? Well, when you think about it, it's not that far away from why you might use traditional advertising. What is it you're trying to do? Well, you're trying to grow awareness. You're also trying to stick out among the crowd. There's a lot of noise on the internet, and one of the things advertising can do for you is it can get you a little bit more highlighted, maybe a little bit higher up on a search page somewhere. Maybe you pop up in a news feed in someone's Facebook account, and so you know, it kind of helps you stick out within the crowd. You want to drive eyeballs to websites. You know, everybody here on the call hopefully has a website, because that is where you have, when a client comes to you, to your website, that is your best opportunity to sell them one-to-one. They don't have any other, they're just talking to you because they're on your website. And so what advertising can do is it can drive them to your website where you can have that conversation. They do it to generate leads. People see something and they inquire on you. That becomes a lead for you. It's up to you to sell them. It's up to you to close the deal. But at least advertising helped generate that lead. And ultimately, what people are using advertising to do is to produce top line revenue growth. So the other reason it's important is that online advertising is growing. And you can see from 2020 to 2021, it's actually exploded. I can't wait to see the 2022 numbers when they come out, but it really has exploded. And what's driving that is mobile advertising. People that are advertising now over mobile devices. In fact, it's overtaken desktop advertising. And this is just in the US. Where we're seeing this amount of revenue being driven by ads. The platforms are becoming integrated and intelligent. You probably see that, you know, there's the look and feel of these different platforms are starting to, you know, kind of look like each other. And what you'll see within our presentation today, when it comes to setting up ads with them, they all come at it from a very similar perspective. And you'll see that as we go through. You know, the reason people, you know, as we talked about, it cuts to the noise, it prioritizes your content. The other reason is because your competition uses it. You probably have been out searching on something and you've seen an advertisement from your competition out there, and you have no idea how effective that advertising is, but you suddenly feel pressure that, you know, I should be out there advertising as well. So the competition is also pushing people to advertise online. So these are the major players we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Meta. Meta is comprised of Facebook and Instagram. Google is comprised of Google and YouTube, and Amazon is itself. But these are the top 3 online ad providers in our country. And so what I like to call them is the 3 kings of search, which represents Google, social media, which is Facebook and Instagram, and e-commerce, which is Amazon. They all lead in those categories, and they all sell advertising, and they want to get your advertising dollars. So let's talk about the Meta platform. We'll talk about Facebook first. You know, why should people use Facebook? They want They use it because they want to reach a large and engaged audience. Facebook today has over 2.8 billion monthly active users. And Facebook offers people access to a massive and highly engaged audience. When you think about social media is about community. It's about sharing information, sharing things with each other. It's also about congregation. People congregate to these social media platforms. And so if you can find out where people are congregating that would have an interest in your product or service, that's where you want to be. And that's where you want to place your ad dollars, into those areas where you can see the greatest effectiveness. Targeted advertising, all of the platforms will provide you with targeted advertising. And what that means is you can set up options like age and location, interests, behaviors, and you can create very highly targeted ads. If you think about traditional advertising, before online advertising, you might have put an ad in a newspaper, you might have put a flyer in someone's mailbox, you might have had a radio spot, you might have had some kind of ad on TV. That was all broadcast. You sent that out, you created all the advertising, and you just kind of broadcast it out to the masses to see what kind of reaction you could get in people coming to find you. There wasn't a whole lot of targeting going on, other than perhaps maybe a little bit of demographic, geographic type targeting. But with what you have today with digital advertising is the ability to fine tune that targeted advertising. And if you have a particular product or service that is maybe more appealing to a younger audience, you can set it up and have that ad play on platforms that cater to a younger audience that's out there. It's cost effective. Most Facebook, as the others, they have a pay-per-click model, which means that you only pay when someone clicks your ad, which is nice. When you think about traditional advertising, again, let's talk about those flyers. We created 10,000 flyers and sent them out. Well, you had to pay for the printing, you had to pay for the postage, and again, you had no idea how effective that flyer was going to be. That was a very expensive undertaking. Well, online advertising is, compared to that kind of advertising, can become very cost effective, especially if you're wanting to reach a very wide audience. Diverse ad formats. They have ad formats. They have image ads. They've got video ads, carousel ads. That's where you flip from one picture to another in a carousel fashion. Excuse me. And then it allows businesses to create engaging ads that will resonate with your target audience. The great thing about online advertising, your advertisement is also digitally produced. So if you want to change something on the fly, you can change it, and you're not going to incur all sorts of printing costs all over again. And so the digital advertising lets you experiment. It lets you do, in advertising, people will do what they call an A/B test. Well, they have one ad that will go out to this target audience. They'll have another ad that will go out to the same target audience, and they'll see which ad is more effective. And when they determine that, then they'll just go with that more effective ad to reach as their main campaign ad. Measurable results. All of these platforms have analytics associated with them. They're all going to report to you how effective your advertising is being out there. And you're going to have an idea of impressions meaning how many people saw my ad. Clicks means there was a call to action. They actually clicked on my ad. Conversions might be, if I'm selling something, maybe they bought the item that I was selling. Conversion in services might be they set up an appointment with me, and I can come in for a consultation. So overall, Facebook can be a very effective way for businesses to reach a large and engaged audience. You can target specific demographics. You can create engaging and visually appealing ads. And it's just important to consider that the specific benefits and costs of this advertising strategy for your business and industry is going to you're going to have to determine that before deciding to invest in Facebook advertising. Okay, are there other use cases? Yes, people will use Facebook for brand awareness. They just want to get their brand out there. Usually it's a lot of your larger companies that do this. But if you have something that you've created a brand and you want to get that brand out there and make people aware of it, online advertising can help you do that. We talked about targeted advertising, but you can add different things like age, location, interests, and behaviors, as well as the others that we talked about. Lead generation, you can use it to generate leads and build your email list. And don't overlook the power of email. And so you want to continue to be building your email database so that you can use that platform to reach people as well. And by creating lead ads or offering a free resource in exchange for contact information, you can capture that lead and nurture them through email marketing. Okay, other uses, e-commerce sales. People, you have a storefront out there. Maybe your storefront is on Shopify. Shopify is a very interesting company. It allows you to create a storefront, but it also looks like it's your customized website. But the back end is all provided, it can be provided by Shopify. So you can sell your goods and services over that store. And then you can use online advertising to drive people to your store, to drive quote unquote foot traffic, in this case, eyeball traffic, to your particular store to sell your goods and services. Event promotions, one of the things about Facebook and YouTube is you can set up live events. And so you want to create some hype around those events. Online advertising can help you promote the events and increase advertising. And you can, again, target it to where your event is going on, and people can find your event and attend. So what does Facebook cost? In all of these platforms, the answer is it depends. It depends what you're doing. It depends on the target audience you're going after. But they'll give you, charges based on a cost per click or a cost per impression. And cost per impression is where they're seeing your ad. And usually the CPM is like cost per 1,000 impressions. So the cost for reaching 1,000 people. It depends on your ad objectives because they use a bidding process. Depending on what type of campaign you're going to run, it may impact what you pay for that. But each of the different platforms have cost calculators associated with them that can help you at least understand, get a good idea of estimated cost of your campaign. It depends on your bidding strategy. And it depends on your ad placement. For instance, if you want the ad placed within the news feed, that might be a higher cost than an ad placed to the side. But overall, the cost of Facebook ads can range from a few cents to several dollars. So it's consider your budget and advertising goals for your Facebook ad campaign and monitor your ad performance so that you can tweak things and optimize and make them reach your desired outcomes. So people like to, they say, well, can you kind of give me a ballpark? So if we look at the cost per click, which is probably the one piece that people are most interested in because that means they took action and they're coming to your site. It's going to, on Facebook, it's going to cost, around $1.72. That's the average across all the industries, but it could cost you anywhere from 10 cents to over $5 per click. So what you have to do is you have to go out on the Facebook platform and you have to start putting in your parameters, and they'll tell you what it looks like. It's important to note that the cost per click is only one metric that's used to measure the cost effectiveness of Facebook ads. It's not necessarily the most important one. Other metrics are the click-through rate, the conversion rate, the return on investment are also critical to consider when evaluating the success of a Facebook advertising program. So how do I set up a Facebook ad? each of these different platforms do a really, really great job of providing very easy to use instructions, and they walk you through it. And they let you understand, the different terminology and what it means, so that at the end you can set up a Facebook ad very quickly. And it's in their best interest, because in Facebook in particular, a lot of their revenue comes from advertising. And so they have to make sure that they're making it the user experience a very good user experience. So what you'll do is, first thing you'll do is you'll create a Facebook Ads Manager account. All you do is you log into your Facebook account and you go to the Ads Manager. And if you don't have an Ads Manager account, you'll be prompted to create one. You'll choose your campaign objective. What do you want to do? Do you want to do a brand awareness? Do you want to do lead generation, or do you want to do conversions? So what's your campaign objective? Define your target audience, by demographics and interests, behaviors, or locations. It gives you those 4 different areas that you can define your target audience. Select the ad placements. Where do you want the ad to appear? Do you want it to appear in the news feed? Do you want it to appear in Instagram? Do you want it to appear in Messenger, which is also owned by Meta? So, where do you want it to be placed? What kind of format are you going to use? Are you going to use a video, an image, or a carousel? Carousel, again, being that, flip from one picture to the next in a carousel fashion. You set your ad budget and your schedule. And some of these have minimums. Some are $50 minimums, other $100 minimums, but they'll tell you what their minimum is. And so you want to determine how much you want to spend and how long do you want your ad to run. Create your ad, create the visual and the copy for your ad. Make sure your ad is visually appealing. Make sure it's concise, because you're on a social media platform. And clear, be clear with people what's the call to action you want them to take. Review and publish your ad. Preview your ad to make sure it looks and reads the way you intended it. And if anything looks good, then hit submit and you publish your ad. And then once your ad is published, you can track its performance in the Ads Manager and adjust your campaign as needed to improve its effectiveness. And note that setting up a Facebook ad campaign can be a complex process. So it's important to do your research and consider working with a social media marketing professional if you're new to advertising on Facebook. That's the adventure part. That's the piece where you will get in and things may seem confusing and you're not sure, should I click this button or not click this button, and what is it that I really want to do? Work with a social media marketing professional to help you to kind of talk through what's the best strategy. And at SCORE, we have people that we work with that we can provide as references for you if you would like to go down that road. So let's talk a little bit about Facebook, because they're owned. Instagram is owned by Meta, which also owns Facebook. People will often ask, well, aren't Facebook ads and Instagram ads the same? Because after all, I put a post on Facebook and my post shows up on Instagram. So isn't the same thing for advertising? And it's kind of yes and no. Facebook ads and Instagram ads, although they use the same platform, they're not the same. While both platforms offer similar ad formats and targeting options, there are some differences between them. One major difference is the audience. Facebook is a larger and more diverse audience, while Instagram is more popular among younger demographics, and it's known for its visual content. So people, if you're going to advertise on Instagram, make sure you have a very visually appealing advertisement that you want to put out there. So it might mean you need to tailor your ad for each platform to effectively reach the target audience. Another difference is that the formats that are provided on each platform, both of them provide image and video ads. Instagram is known for its visually oriented formats like stories and reels. And so little bit of the difference. Also, the ad placement can be different. Facebook ads can be shown, as we mentioned, in the news feed and right column and Messenger. Instagram ads appear in the main feed or stories and explore. So they're going to be in two different areas. So overall, while Facebook and Instagram use the same advertising platform and have some similarities, they're not the same and may require different strategies for optimal results. So you should consider their audience, the ad formats, the placement when deciding between Facebook ads and Instagram ads. So what do Instagram ads cost? The cost of an Instagram ad, again, varies on, depends on several factors. Includes target audience, ad objectives, what's your bidding strategy, your ad placement. Instagram also operates on an auction-based system where advertisers, you bid to show their ads to a specific audience. And common factors that can impact the cost of Instagram ads are the target audience, the size and the targeting of the audience you're going after, what your ad objectives are. Do you want to, you have a conversion objective, or do you just want to generate more traffic? The bidding strategy you choose, whether it's automatic or manual. Choosing a manual bidding strategy allows you to set your own bid, which can impact the cost of your ad. Ad placement, the placement of your ad can impact the cost. Ads placed in the main field have a higher cost than ads placed in stories, for instance. But overall, Instagram ads can range from a few cents per click to several dollars. It's important to consider your budget and advertising goals before determining whether you want to use Instagram or not. Their cost per click is relatively, very close to what it is for Facebook. It's going to cost you anywhere from 50 cents to $2 per click. But again, it's going to depend on what you've set up for your parameters. And it's important to just realize that cost per click is just one metric. You want to consider other metrics as well when you talk about your return on investment. So how do you set up an Instagram ad? You create an Instagram account. After that, you create a Facebook page. So you have to have an account, both Instagram and Facebook. And you link your Instagram account to your Facebook page. And after that, you create your ad campaign using Ads Manager. You set your targeting options, you select your ad placement, you choose your ad format, you create your ad, you set your budget and schedule, you review and publish your ad, and then your ad is live and you can start to monitor its performance and make adjustments as needed. Okay, I'm going to do just show you some things associated with Facebook and Instagram. But before I do that, do we have any questions, Teresa, that came in?
No, I have absolutely no question posted.
Okay. All right, let me show you. This is Facebook that we're looking at here. If you type in the ads.facebook.com into your browser, you reach this page and you say, I want to create a plan. So I'll click on the create a plan. And if I have more than one business, it would be listed here. But if I don't, then I just will go forward. Okay, how would you describe your business? Well, we're small businesses. We can click on that. Are you interested in using Instagram in addition to Facebook? Sure. Let's look at both. We'll put them on both. What best describes your business? Let's see. What do we want to be? What do we have here? How about fitness or recreation? Okay, do you have a physical storefront that you want people to visit? Yeah, I do. I've got a studio that I want people to come by. Okay. Does your business have a website? Yes, we do. You see how easy this is to work with? What do you primarily use your business website for? I use it for booking appointments. Do you want your customers to contact you? Yes, I do. How do you primarily want customers to contact you? They could message me or they could call me. I guess I'll just use the old fashioned, pick up the phone and call me. Do I host or promote online events? No, I don't. Maybe someday I will. Would I like to learn about advertising opportunities on Facebook and Instagram? Yes, I would. Where do I prefer to run my ads? I'm going to run them through Ads Manager, which is a wonderful tool. When do I want to start? I want to start right now. Okay. So based on this, their artificial intelligence is saying, we recommend that you choose one goal to start. So let's drive more website visitors. Okay, here's a list of products. Okay, I'll just pick fitness here. Okay, welcome to my plan. So I can see my plan. And it wants to step me through how to advertise. But what I'm going to do, you can see that it will step me through the process. But what I want to do is kind of get to the ads manager here. That's Google Ads, I'm sorry. Okay. So I've spent nothing because I haven't created my ad yet, but I can come up here and say create ad. And it'll say, you know, what do you want to do? Again, what's your goal? Well, I'm going to want to create more website visitors. What do I want the ad to look like? If this is fine, yeah, that'll be fine. I've got my different copy down here that I want to include. What I wanted to show you is that here's where you can get an idea of what it's going to cost. First of all, you're going to reach about 951 to 2,700 accounts. And they're estimating I'll get anywhere from 78 to 226 clicks. And it's going to cost that's for running an ad for 7 days, which will cost me $35. So this is just to show you, they've got a wonderful dashboard here that helps you. It lets you set your daily budget. So when you sit down and plan, you get an idea of, within my target audience, and depending on how much you fine tune that target audience, this number is going to get even better. So you have a very good idea of the accounts that you're going to reach out there with your particular ad. So just a really nice setup that Facebook provides. Okay, let's go back and let's talk about Google. So Google, why should I use Google? Well, you thought Facebook was big. Google is huge. because of the fact that over 95% of searches that are conducted on the internet every day go through Google. It dwarfs Bing, which is the #2 search engine out there, by a factor of nearly 100 to 1. So, Google, a very important platform to reach people. And so not surprising that Google provides advertising on that platform as a way to generate revenue for their company. They also provide targeted advertising. You can do it by location, age, gender, or interest. They're also cost effective. Their advertising platform, you only pay when someone clicks your ad, which is nice. You have measurable results. They provide analytics, and they'll tell you everything from impressions to clicks to conversions. And it enables you to track your ads, and you can really make data-driven decisions, which is really nice. You don't have to kind of be very subjective on should I do this, should I do that. Now you have data. Now you can be very objective in decision making. Brand awareness. Even if someone doesn't click your ad, you still got your ad out there. They saw you, and they know your brand now, and so that can go well. And overall advertising on Google can help you reach a large and targeted audience and drive traffic to your website. That's the thing about Google, is it's really about driving traffic to your website. You want people to find you on Google, and then rather than have Google sell them, you want to sell them. So you just want Google to say, send them over to me. You found them, now send them to me. And that's what Google will do. Other use cases to increase web traffic. People have websites out there. They're always looking to create improve their website traffic, to boost sales and leads. One of the things you can do is by using Google Ads, is you can pump up your sales and pump up your leads out there. And you can do local targeting. They offer a variety of several targeting options that can help you reach people, in specific geographic locations. You can use it for e-commerce. People can use Google Ads to drive people to their e-commerce site, and for application installs and engagement. Excuse me. So overall, Google Ads can be a powerful tool for reaching a large and targeted audience. You can increase your website traffic. You can boost sales and leads, and improve your overall marketing return on investment. I'm sorry, I've lost my voice. The cost of Google, it also varies based on your parameters. And when you create a Google Ads campaign, you set a budget for your daily spend, and you bid for people to click your ad. Google Ads operate on an auction system, and where your ad placement is determined by your bid and other factors, such as ad quality, relevance, and user experience. And in highly competitive industries, or for popular keywords, the cost per click can be high. In general, the cost per click ranges from a few cents to several dollars, but it ultimately depends on the factors we talked about. Google offers various bidding strategies, including manual cost per click bidding, automated bidding, or targeted cost per acquisition bidding, which can help you control your costs and optimize your campaign to specific goals. It's important to remember that advertising on Google and all of these platforms is an investment. It's not something that you want to take casually. It's something that's going to take time, it's going to take effort, and it's going to take dollars. So you may not see an immediate return on investment. It's going to take time. You're going to have to work it. You're going to have to get your message out there and your advertisements out there so people can see it. But on average, what it's going to cost for a Google ad is about $2.69. That's a little higher than Facebook, but again, it all depends on how you're targeting and what are the keywords you're using, and the quality of your ad copy, and the relevance of the landing page, and the competition for people that are looking for keywords. I mean, fitness might be a very popular keyword. So I'm going to be paying more money to have fitness in my ad versus something like electroshock therapy or something like that, which is highly specific. So Google operates on an auction system where the advertiser with the highest bid and ad quality is shown first. The cost per click depends on how you are relative to your competitors. And Google offers a bidding strategy such as manual bidding, automated bidding, and targeted CPA bidding. So to set up an advertisement on Google, you create a Google Ads account. You choose your ad campaign type. What you're going to be a search ad or a display ad, a video ad or a shopping ad or an app ad. And you select your target audience. You choose who you want to target with your ads based on location or age, gender, interests, and other things. You choose your keywords. Google is all about keywords. You probably have heard about search engine optimization and how people are out there that will look at your website and tell you these are the keywords that will help you get higher in a Google search. The same thing holds true for advertising. You want to select, keywords that are relevant that get your advertisement noticed and out there, because advertisement is growing and it's getting to be a little crowded on some of these different platforms. And so you've got to be a little bit more strategic on how you're setting up your ads. You create your ad, you set your budget, you decide how much you want to spend, and you could set either a daily budget or a total budget. So you could say, listen, I've got $1,000 I'm going to put towards this. This is all my parameters. Go, go, go. Now your ad may run for a week. Your ad may run for a month. It depends on how much when you look at all the targeting that you're doing and how you're setting it up. So instead of just saying, I'm going to spend so much per day, I'll pay. This is just my total ad campaign budget. You want to launch your campaign. After you select your target, Google will start showing your ads to your target audience. Then you want to monitor, because the reason you want to monitor is because you want to optimize. You want to see what's going on out there. You want to look at, do I need to change my ad copy? Do I need to change my targeting? Should I use different keywords? Or do I need to change my budget to make it more effective? All right. So before we go to the Google demo, Teresa, has any questions come in?
We did have a question comment, if I can read that out, you can comment on it. Has social media turned more to selling than socializing? Is that how you can get ahead organically?
Has social media, run that by me one more time.
Sure, it's actually in the chat. Let me go back to it. Has social media turned more to selling than socializing?
Yeah,
And-
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the first part is yes. They're actually, we talk about e-commerce a lot. There's now a new term called social commerce, where people are selling goods and services through the social media platforms. And so as a result, people are driving more ad revenue through the platforms, more advertising through the platforms. And so you've seen a real rise in advertising because for Facebook, or Meta, I should say, again, it's where they're making their revenue. Their billions of dollars are coming from people placing ads on their platforms. So for that piece, yes. Is that how you can get ahead organically? I guess by organically, I'm taking it that Sandra, that you are talking about if I do this on my own versus having someone else, maybe a digital media agent out there doing it on my behalf. The answer to that is yes, as well. What you'll need to do that is you're going to need to be, if you choose, for instance, Facebook as my platform, I've got to become an expert in advertising on Facebook, which means that I've got to look at, with the fine tooth comb of how the platform operates, so that I can do it effect. Because if not, then the dollars are probably better spent having someone help you. And there's a lot of different, excuse me. There's lots of different small businesses out there that can come alongside you and help you and walk you through it. And maybe you just have them walk you through it the first couple, and then you take it from there. You can learn from them. They say, okay, now I understand. Now I'll do it my own. So that'd be what you might want to do.
I have one more. How do you create a Facebook business account? Do I need to use my name?
A Facebook business account is the same thing as a Facebook page. So if you go into Facebook, in fact, why don't I go ahead and do that? Okay, you'll see when you go into Facebook on your menu, and you might have to open your menu up a little bit. What you have down here, if I can scroll down to it, you have what are called pages on Facebook. And this is where you can set up a page like we've done for SCORE. And let me close my chat window down. So this is, it's just a very simple page. It's not a website, but it's a place where you can put your company name out there, and you can put posts out there that are of a company nature versus of a personal nature. So it allows you to, excuse me, it allows you to create a look and feel of a business in the Facebook ecosystem. And if you go to the meta page, the business page, it shows you the Meta Business Suite, shows how you can manage between the two as well. And if you want to do advertising, you come down here and click the advertising. Okay, so was there any more, Teresa?
Yeah, there's one more. Do you have a good formula that you like to use to determine your ROI that helps determine a logical ad spend?
That's a great question. It really comes down to experimenting. You put something out there and you look at it, you see what the results are, then you tweak some things and see what the results are and see if those results have improved or not. Really, it's so difficult to try to, come up with a rule of thumb or or a special process or formula, because there's just so many factors that come into play, and tweaking can, it can have an effect, both positively as well as negatively. If you tweak something, you may see a lot more activity, you might see a lot less activity. So, but it's kind of got to be done through a little bit of trial and error. What you can also do is on these social media platforms, they've all got special interest groups. Join a group, put your questions out there to them. Some people that are veterans of advertising, and they'll be able to come back and say to you, this is what we did, and this is the result that we came away with. And so it's all free advice from people. They're all trying to help each other, and they just have a common interest in advertising on Facebook. So join a group. Excuse me. Okay, let's get to Google. So Google lets you advertise. Move this all the way. Closing my windows down. Ooh, excuse me. What's nice about Google is they've got you can chat with a Google expert down here in the lower right-hand corner. So if you don't want to fend for your own, you can get somebody down there to help you out. You can see where you can select a budget option. It'll come up and give you some suggestions that you might want to consider. $20 a day, $10.40 a day, or you can enter your own budget. Down here, say I'm going to spend an average of this per day or per month. And then you can begin to start to put in your parameters. So what's your campaign name? What's your campaign goal? What's your website? What's your business name? What's your headlines? This is the description. It's kind of your tagline, if you have one out there. Your description, a little bit more detail on your business, where you're located, keyword themes. We talked about, Google is search. Search is all about keywords. Make sure you put in a bunch of different keywords so you come up on the Google search. I just, you set your budget, be a daily budget with a monthly max. You can do that. And it shows you a little bit of a preview over here, so you can see how you would look on a Google search. Next button. And this is where they ask for your credit card information. I'm not going to hit submit here because I don't want to advertise. It's just purely for demonstration purposes. So there you go. How easy was that to set up an ad on Google? Let's go back to the presentation. Let's talk about our final platform. Our final platform is the Amazon ad platform, which, if you decide, this is probably most pertinent to people that are selling hard goods and soft goods. It is very difficult to try to sell services on Amazon. Amazon is really transactional in nature. A lot of times services require a consultation. You're creating a customized plan for somebody, a customized offering. It's very difficult to do that within an Amazon environment where it's more about transactions. I just want to see the good, I want to see the good, and I want to compare it with people. I want to compare pricing, and I'm going to place my order. So why advertise on Amazon? It is one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the world. It's got millions of shoppers coming every day. Using Amazon ads can help you reach a massive audience and increase your brand visibility. It also allows you to do targeted advertising, whether it be through interests or demographics or search terms as well. It can be cost effective. They have a pay per click model, which means you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. So that can make Amazon a cost effective option for businesses of all sizes. People use it to boost sales. Again, the main but the main thing that Amazon does is it sells goods, whether they're hard goods or soft goods. It is very transactional in nature. So when you're on Amazon, you're looking to sell. You're looking for sales. You can measure your performance with Amazon as well. All of these different platforms have wonderful analytics associated with them. And so, it's should I consider when should I consider Amazon? I mean, I would consider Amazon. Think about it in the traditional sense. If you were a store and you had a storefront, you could have your storefront on Main Street, and hopefully people will find you, or you could have your storefront in the Mall of America, which is the largest mall in the United States. Chances are people might find you there, and more so than Main Street. The reason you might consider Amazon is to say, I want to be on a platform that's just like the Mall of America, where it's got the greatest amount of quote unquote foot traffic or eyeball traffic, so they get them to come to my page and buy my goods, and so that's a reason that to consider Amazon. So even though it's not its third as far as ad revenues, it's going to continue to grow because Amazon continues to grow. Other use cases, use it to increase your product visibility. You're more likely to be seen by potential customers. The great thing about Amazon is that if they come to your page, they're pre-qualified. They are pre-qualified to buy because they already went into Amazon and searched. They're searching for some type of item. And so when they come to your page on Amazon, your storefront on Amazon, they're already pre-qualified to buy what it is you have to offer. People use it for driving sales. Again, you're on Amazon because you want to sell. It's the Mall of America. And the Mall of America, though it's nice to have community there and see people, they're there because they sell things to people. People use it to boost brand awareness, so that people can become more familiar. If people, the great thing about Amazon is it has the best user experience out there, bar none, of all the e-commerce platforms. You place an ad, it tells you this is, place an order, it tells you this is the order you placed, this is when it's shipped, this is when it's arriving, this is when it arrived, this is where we put it. And then after they leave it, they then ask you, how did it go? How did we do? So just they surround their services, just a terrific user experience out there. So if they see you on Amazon, it says, oh, if they're good enough for Amazon, they're good enough for me. It takes you, it increases your brand awareness and brand recognition. Oh, I saw you on Amazon. Okay. Promoting deals and offers. You could use it to, if you have special discounts or coupons, other types of promotions, you can use it to promote those deals and offers. You can use it for launching new products. If you launch a new product, you want to create a little bit of buzz around it. You can put an ad out there on Amazon. Again, it's a great platform for driving sales and driving brand awareness and targeting your ads to the relevant audiences. Optimize your campaigns over time and grow your business. Okay. So what do Amazon ads cost? Again, it depends. It depends on several factors, including the type of ad, the targeting options. They offer several advertising options, whether you want to do it via sponsored products or sponsored brands, sponsored display, or Amazon DSP. Each ad type has different pricing options, such as cost per click, cost per impression, or cost per view. The cost per click for Amazon sponsored products and sponsored brands can range from a few cents to several dollars, depending on the competition for targeted keywords and the budget set by the advertiser. The cost per impression for sponsored display ads can range from a few cents to a few dollars, depending on the targeting options and the competition. So again, they are not as forthcoming about their costs. They don't necessarily want to give you, well, it's going to cost you an average of this, because it all depends on what it is you're selling, who it is you want to sell it to. Do you want us to do fulfillment? Do you want you to do fulfillment? There's a lot of factors that go into Amazon advertising that they really want you to work through their advertising calculator to determine what you ultimately pay. But we pressed them, and they came back with, if you own it for Amazon sponsored products and sponsored brands, it'll cost you anywhere from 50 cents to $2 for a cost per click. So there you go. You can see that all these platforms are relatively within the range of each other as far as costs. And none is more expensive than the other. And depending on your budget, there's no reason you can't be on all of them or two of them or one of them, whatever you decide you want to do. The great thing about digital advertising is it's extremely flexible. You can do this quarter, I can do this next quarter, and I can compare the two and I can see which is more effective for me. So how do I create an ad on Amazon? You sign up for an Amazon advertising account. You choose the type of ad you want to create. The most popular is the sponsored product ads. That's where when you go in and you see that something is sponsored within Amazon, it gets you up higher in the listing as well. So they click on your storefront. You set up your campaign, you set your budget, you choose your targeting options, you create your ad. You review your ad and submit it for review. But before it can go live, it'll need to be reviewed by Amazon to ensure it complies with the company's advertising policies. There's a very strict look and feel that Amazon has that they require their vendors to adhere to, because they again want to they don't want to confuse customers out there. They don't want to have all these different looking storefronts or they're very strict on the type of guidelines that you can do when you're in their environment. But once it's approved, it'll go live and it'll start running on the Amazon platform, and voila, you can monitor and optimize your ad performance. They also have a dashboard that will tell you how well your advertising is doing. So Amazon can be a powerful tool for reaching new customers and driving sales, and just as with all of the others, make sure you're careful in crafting your ad campaign and monitoring your performance metrics so you can achieve excellent results and grow your business. I will give you a quick peek at Amazon here. So with Amazon, like Facebook, once I've signed up and I've registered myself, it'll then ask me, do I sell products at Amazon? I'll say, yes, I do. Which best describes my business? I'm a small business. What's my primary objective? I want to increase online sales. And what best describes my industry? What should we be here? Let's see. Home goods and furniture. Once I submit this, lower the educational resources that will best fit. Okay. Okay. I might have to register over because I don't think I'm signed on to Amazon. Okay. Thinking. Teresa, have we had any other questions come in?
I do have a question. Say I have an employee that creates a Facebook business page and content, then months later they leave the company. All the business content was part of their account. As a business owner, how to handle this risk?
Make sure that before they leave, they sign that account over to you. You can reassign pages to other Facebook. We have that within SCORE, for instance. When I took over as marketing chair from the prior person, the only way I could get access to the SCORE business page was they had to reassign that page to me. So it can be done.
Thank you.
Let's see. For some reason, this is thinking, not doing. I'll give it one more shot and then we'll have to bail on this one. Ah, there we go. Okay. And you can see I'm doing this and they're not going to ask me for any kind of money until the end. So I don't have to advertise to set up an account. Well, I'm not going to step you through this because I've got to go to my email now. Then I've got to find and set up a vendor central account holder. I'm not going to do that. So let's talk about how do we know what's best for your business? As we've been talking about through all the different platforms, here's the mantra: define your advertising goals, know your target audience, research different platforms, and set a budget. You know, the defining your advertising goals and knowing your target audience, every business has an addressable market. It's not like I sell to everybody everywhere. You have an address because you can't sell to 7 billion people. You have an addressable market. What is my market geographically based? Is it based on interests? Is it based on age? So every business has an addressable market. That, regardless of whether you sell hard goods, soft goods, whether you sell services, or whether you're a nonprofit, everybody has addressable markets. Test and analyze. There is no magic bullet, unfortunately, out there. That's been true for traditional advertising forever. The best they could do is provide you with metrics after the ad has run. The same holds true for digital advertising. They'll give you the metrics and analytics after the ad has run. So, consider it an investment in the business, an investment you hope to get a good ROI from, and then just, try a couple things and see how it goes. Don't expect you're going to get a tremendous return on investment immediately. Things take time, and takes time to get to know you. So give it the time it needs. But Amazon ads could be a powerful tool for reaching people and driving sales on the platform. For instance, if you want to go that way. What's the future of online advertising? It'll continue to be a platform that's going to be shaped by several emerging trends and technologies. Personalization, with the rise of artificial intelligence, websites today have an amazing ability to serve you advertisements that they think you're going to be interested in based on your behavior. I can't tell you how many times I've been on Amazon looking for an item, shoes. I was looking for shoes. All of a sudden I'm on Facebook and I'm getting fed this advertising about all these different companies that sell shoes. I'm like, how in the world did Facebook know that I was on Amazon looking for shoes? I wish I had an answer to that. I don't, but it just shows that they are gathering information about us to serve, because they want to make that user experience better for people, and so if they can do that. That's why, for instance, TikTok is in the news currently. Lots of stuff swirling about TikTok and the information that they're gathering and what are they doing with it. We'll just have to see where that goes. Voice search, Siri and Alexa are two prime examples of voice searching. And as people adopt it more widely, people will now start to feed out ads through voice searching. So that's coming down the road. Augmented reality, Facebook is and Apple and Microsoft and Google investing billions of dollars into the augmented reality, and it's becoming prevalent for online advertising as well. Privacy concern, we talked about that. People that are skittish about what's happening to my data and the information I put out there. Emerging technologies, blockchain. If you've heard of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is blockchain. It's I won't go into that because it's a webinar in and of itself. Virtual reality. Virtual reality is different from augmented reality in that virtual reality, you are surrounded, you are virtually within the environment. It requires headgear, it requires that you wear headgear, and they're going to have to continue to work on getting people to do that. But once you're in there, they could come into your virtual storefront, which would be given the same experience if they came into your storefront just by going to the mall. And so they're going to figure out ways to feed out ads through virtual reality as well. So overall, the future of online advertising likely to be shaped by the evolving technologies, also by consumer preferences. We have this whole generation coming through now who are very savvy in these technical platforms. And so they're going to start dictating what these platforms look like, as well as regulatory developments. The government is always wanting to ensure that these things are being used properly and not posing a danger to other people. And advertisers who stay ahead of these trends and adapt to their strategies accordingly will be well positioned to succeed in the years to come. And that is it. Teresa, do we have any lingering questions?
We have one question, and we'll make this the last question because we are past time. But what about keywords? How can you collect keywords for your social media ads?
That's a great question. And if you have heard of a tool called ChatGPT, you can find the tool at chat.openai.com. When you go in there, you can put in, it's run on artificial intelligence. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You can put in that very question that says, you could say, what are the best keywords for somebody who's trying to sell X, Y, Z, whatever it is you're selling, or services. You can put in for services as well. It will come back and give you a listing of keywords that you can use. Now, it won't necessarily tell you this is the best one. It's just going to say, based on what you've given me as far as the description, this is what I think you should do. And it'll give you an idea of just, then it's up to you to pick one. You say, yeah, I resonate with this one, that one I don't resonate with. Or you could use you could say, you could say, give me the top 10. Give me the top 10 keywords for people trying to sell boats. And it might come back and give you those top 10. You might have to expand it to the top 20. You might need that many to narrow down and get people to come to you.
Can you please repeat website again?
Yeah, how about sure. It's chat dot open openai.com com.
All right. Thank you very much. I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and Rob for sharing his experience and knowledge with everyone. And have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.